Headlines Sports News, where we will bring you more local, regional, and international sports news. As I slip away, I encourage you to always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. Thank you for listening.
You were listening to the WinFM Sports News, which came to you with the kind compliments of Island Bakery.
Island Bakeries, good to the last come for over 2 decades. We have the best sliced bread anywhere on the island, the best butter bread, cakes and pastries, and a staff that's warmer. Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb. We also have island-wide delivery buses, outlets at the industrial site Bay Road and on 4th Street, opening hours from 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Easy no man. Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb. Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
I ain't got no hurricane safety tips now. Well, Skellek got, and together we can weather the storm. So, check this. Prepare for power outages. Charge devices before a storm strikes. Develop a plan in the event that electricity goes. Learn where and how to shut off your home's electricity. Ensure that there are no trees in the lines near you. If you are experiencing low voltage, turn off the main switch in your home. Do not touch wet appliances. Be sure to stay tuned to Skellek's Facebook page and website for updates about the outages and restoration. For emergencies, our contact numbers are 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. I repeat, 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. Remember, with Skellek's hurricane safety tips, together we can weather the storm.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Join us on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank at 7 p.m. sharp. Come out to witness an inspiring address by your proud daughter of the soil, Miss Willa Liber Tavernier, scholarly communication librarian and attorney at law. An evening of thought, vision, and national purpose awaits. one stage, one voice, one vision for our nation's future. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series for Independence 42. All are invited to be part of history in motion.
And that's why we have to put aside foolish minds and remember me say, one love, one federation. God bless my little nations, and you know that it would have been impossible, yeah.
St. Kitts and Nevis, Hartsville's Value Mart is saying thank you in a big way. Join us for Bag the Savings Customer Appreciation Weekend, celebrating 150 years of SL Hartsville and Company. This one's for you, our valued customer. From Thursday, September 18 to Saturday, September 20, every customer will receive a free limited edition reusable shopping bag while supplies last. Plus, shop on Thursday and Saturday. Spend over $100 and walk away with a free $20 coupon towards your next purchase. It's our way of showing appreciation to you. So come celebrate, stock up, and save big during Bag the Savings Customer Appreciation Weekend. Only at Hartsville Value Mart. Hartsville's Value Mart. Bag the savings, bag the value. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, and how are you this morning? Just about 8 minutes after the hour of 8, welcome to today's episode of Island Tea. To the regional and international diaspora, once again, a pleasant good morning to everyone here at home in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Good morning, good morning. If you're listening to us, we are on your FM dial at 98.9. We're being simulcast on TVC channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. And I lost my page that has my numbers because I have not memorized those as yet. I just saw it and then it slipped away. Okay, here we go. So our local number 4660989. In the US, two numbers 1-305-921-4619 or 1-718-285-6984. In the UK, 0333-4400. That's 2065. Good morning, Quint. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Trying to be plenty better than I was yesterday. So I'm trying to keep it, as we would say, up and pushing.
Yeah.
I learned this morning that Sir Edmund Lawrence, he was the founder of the St. Kitts and Nevis Angola National Bank Limited and the NCI National Bank Trust. I didn't know that. I just thought he was the boss. Wow.
Well, I knew that.
No. And you didn't tell me that. That's okay.
I can't remember. I remember things in conversation.
Oh, okay.
So I can't remember everything.
Yeah,
so
I didn't.
Me.
Wow. So he definitely left a legacy. And once again, condolences to his family. And I see a quote here that says, Sir Edmund espoused the value of saving for a rainy day. Yeah, and I hope to a younger generation that they too are saving for a rainy day, because you never know when things happen. When we get sick, we see how our money just disappear. All our money goes into sickness, or whenever we have whatever emergency, the money just disappear. So when you save, at least you know that you have something there, so you don't have to depend on anyone.
I think though it would be more accurate to say he was one of the founders.
Oh, one of.
Founder, yeah.
Okay. So, as I was mentioning earlier, Is it Raskalonji? Yeah, he's normally on the square with the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see he's in the motherland.
And I'm sure that he's quite elated.
I know, taking it all up. So I now know why we're not hearing from him that much, because he's far, far away. Okay. So may he enjoy, and I hope when he comes back he has lots to tell us. We are looking forward to that. And I want to go international, because you see that little country that starts with I that is not behaving itself, Israel. Mm-hmm. You saw, I don't know how much of it you saw, but they striked Qatar.
Well, I heard it in the news, on our news this morning.
I saw it last night when I was going through, and I was like, what are they doing? Like, why are you trying to pick...
I'm not surprised. Look, nothing that Israel does surprise me. And the world's stance on Israel does not surprise me either.
But I was like, what is Israel doing? When I checked the world news, I was like, why are they picking trouble with Qatar?
I still hear on BBC where news individuals would be speaking about how people in that other place that has a skirmish with Russia. What's its name again?
Ukraine.
The Ukraine, how people in the Ukraine are dying and suffering. And I'm not saying that isn't true, but how can you equate one against the other? How is it that you are so concerned about people in the Ukraine, but you're not really concerned about the Palestinians?
But you see, I don't know if Israel is doing this to cover what they're doing, because, you know, they're still striking the Gaza, as it says. And this news is from Al Jazeera. Israel attacks New Gaza Tower, as strikes on Qatar roil the region. So it's like they're just doing multiple things. When they're not attacking the Houthis, they're attacking Hamas. When they're not attacking Hamas, why they attack Qatar is because they say there's a leader of one of those sects in Doha.
Look, it's just like
it's just
like Donald Trump, who says that Maduro is a drug runner, and so he puts out $50 million bounty on his head. These people can just say what they want and do what they want because they are entitled and they are empowered.
But they're forcing people from their home to take over the Gaza to do what?
Yeah, we have a caller. Hello, caller.
Hello. Caller, good morning. You're live in Island T.
Well, I don't know what really happened there, so go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it here. It says another high-rise building is targeted by Israeli airstrike. The 7th major tower recently hit as the assault to capture Gaza City and force 1 million Palestinians from their home continues. Widespread global condemnation has erupted after Israel attacked Hamas senior leadership in the Qatari capital, Doha, as the U.S. proposed ceasefire was discussed for the war.
We have a call.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Good morning.
Good morning, Greg.
Okay, yes, and greetings once more in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell, and the second person of the eternal Trinity. And as usual, like to say, we need to become a republic and get out the British Commonwealth, and the quicker the better. Now, I would like to give an answer to something that Johnny said yesterday. And the thing, what I'm going to say is this. The Bible existed thousands of years, has existed for thousands of years. The King James Version only exists for the last 400 years. The King James Version is an imperfect translation that is based upon the Bible that has existed for thousands of years. And it basically said the same thing then as it says now, because we have the copies of it in its original form, thousands of copies of it in its original form. They're in libraries and other places. and so when Johnny and others like him say, and implying that the white man put things in the Bible. Well, I would like to know what things that they put, especially referring to the Europeans, as it said, to give us, black people, during the time of slavery and that sort of stuff. Well, I would like to know what are those things that they put
So
in
you're
the
telling
Bible?
me, you're not aware of anything at all that they have changed? That is what you're saying to me? You just said, Greg,
I'm not aware.
Greg, you just said that the interpretation by the King James Bible is improper. Why would you make that statement and then go on?
I said it is imperfect, not improper.
Well, okay, I stand corrected, but if it is imperfect, then it means it is not perfect. It means it has flaws.
Exactly.
So then,
precisely the point.
so then, how then can you be asking, as if though you're ignorant, that there are any changes whatsoever?
No, because like I said as well, we have thousands of copies of the original. So any translation, including the King James translation, that in any way has made an error, it can be known by going back to the standard of what was originally written that can be reconstructed.
But how many individuals are privy to going back, like perhaps you are?
Everybody is privy.
No.
Everybody is privy.
You know that is not. You know that is not true.
No, everybody, because you can get the tools from off Amazon.com and in other bookstores and that.
So you're telling me that everybody in the world has Amazon and even I, who am technically inclined, don't peruse all of these things. I don't even go searching in depth to see, well, if I find flaws here or there, interpretations here or there. From what I've gathered over the years, from my studies and my understanding of history, I am well aware that there are flaws. But you choose to be ignorant because you choose to be ignorant.
No, hold on. Everybody have access. It's a matter as to whether they want to follow up the access or not. Amazon is available to anybody, the vast majority of the people on this earth, and other bookstores as well. It's up to a person as to whether they want to avail themselves of that access or not. I have availed myself of it.
You have chosen,
Yes.
and you've said on numerous occasions that you go by faith. In our region, we have, for the most part, the King James Version. Recently, there have been intrusions by other versions and so on and so forth, but for the most part, it is still the King James Version. So what happens to all of those individuals who, like you, decide to go by blind faith?
No, what I am saying, Christianity is not about blind faith. Christianity is based upon the proposition that the Bible is the Word of God, as originally written and edited by the prophets and original authors of the Bible. Everything we do is based upon faith.
What does proposition mean?
The basis, the foundation upon what Christianity is based on, that the Bible is the inerrant, inspired Word of God.
I ask you, what does proposition mean?
Yeah, the foundational statements that we make. That's what proposition means. The foundational or basic statements that we make, that we build our arguments and so on.
Okay.
Philosophies, concepts, and so on.
So statements that we make. That who are we?
You are human beings.
Okay.
We have our propositions that we build our personal philosophies, concepts, and so on.
So we as human beings have reached the point where we can decide what God wants or God does not want.
No, we can't decide that. It's a matter of what you believe or not.
So then you come right back to what I've been saying all the time. It's a matter of
I'm saying
belief.
it's not blind faith.
But your belief, when you don't have really facts, as a matter of fact, you have things that dispute some of the things, but you continue to hold on to what you want to hold on to me is blind faith.
Again, Quint, the reason why it's not blind faith is because, one, okay, you cannot determine what is good one, you cannot defend or justify what is that such thing as right and wrong exists without the Bible. You cannot justify it.
And I disagree with that.
And because you can't justify it, you make life
and I disagree with that. There are individuals across, have been, maybe less and less, but there are individuals across the world who have not had a Bible in their hand and they know right and wrong.
If I was to ask them, how do you know that is so hard, that is not just an illusion in your head? How would they know that? How would they answer? You see, there is no way to justify the existence, defend the existence of right or wrong, other than by the Bible. So it's not blind faith I'm going on.
I don't use the Bible to determine whether I'm right or wrong. I do not. Perhaps you do. Perhaps Hortensia does, because I see her with a slick smile on her face, but I do not. I am not saying that.
Challenge anybody.
I am not saying that I cannot use the Bible at times to see some instances that I could use as examples of right and wrong, but I do not use the Bible as my definitive and only way of deciphering right or wrong.
Yeah, but my question to every such person is this. How can you justify the existence of right and wrong over it being just a mere illusion in your head?
But how can you, as a human? How is it? I'm amazed at the audacity, right? The arrogance of you as a human being to determine who and what God wants. Could you imagine that?
No,
it amazes me.
He revealed it to us.
Oh, so you're some divine anyway. We're gonna have to make a break, because we have another scheduled program coming up. So finish your point, please.
Yes. So what I am asking is that we have copies of the original Bible that are very, very, very old, hundreds, over 2,000 years old. And far as I know, what is basically in them of the Bible is what is basically based, and I use the word basically in our modern versions today. So I would like to know, what are those things that the white Europeans put in the Bible that we have today that are not that was not in the original based upon the copies that we have? What exactly are those things?
And Greg, we do not have to stoop to your level to appease your questionings, right? Because we are all humans, and if you choose to follow the path of blind faith, and we choose to look at certain facts that have been played out over a duration, I don't feel that every time you ask a question, we are entitled to give you an answer, because you keep asking the same question over and over, even when we give you an answer.
And not getting any answer.
You're not accepting any answers.
Just like I asked, how can a person justify the existence of right and wrong without the Bible?
And you cannot. And Greg, you cannot tell me how you as a human being has become so arrogant to decide what the Creator wants.
No, He revealed it to us. I didn't decide it. He
but that is not an answer.
The Bible is the Word of God.
People, look, a crazy delusion person can come and tell us God came to him. And that has been happening over time. We've seen many churches. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is one of the most recent, where that man go in the desert in the U.S. and says God gave him an inspiration, and he brings up a church, and we have it here, And this, it amazed me at the ignorance of our people. We have a church here that was founded on segregation and racism and the inferiority of black people.
Like I said, you either accept the Bible or not, but I know the Bible is the only way we could know for sure that such thing as right and wrong exists.
Okay, so you hold to your belief, and me and Excuse me, and Journey and others will hold 2 hours.
Okay. Yes, of course. Everybody have to make that decision.
Okay.
Everybody have to make the decision. But I'm saying, Johnny and all like him, including you, are out of line with history.
Oh, so you're not out of line to decide what God wants. I feel that you're even more out of line.
No, if you're going to say that the white man gave us this, but yet we have evidence that this thing existed long before slavery and that sort of stuff. You're out of line with history.
Anyway, I have to take a commercial break. It's 3 minutes moving up to, so.
Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Let's take that bit of a commercial break and we'll be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Buster! We run things are run we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Not an in charge like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster! Bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster! Live in full color.
Buster!
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Kids and neighbors, it's time to celebrate! We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win. Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that it's greatness. Some ice in your cup, tell your friends drink up. You know that we liming. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones ginger wine, the original ginger wine. We drinking a like I say. Stones ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea, and after a dry run, or I would say a stint, Nutrition Nation is back. Good morning, Latoya, welcome back.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Feeling, what today is Wednesday?
Hump day, yeah.
Ah, yeah, feeling Wednesday-ish.
And how does Wednesday feel? I never knew that feeling.
Midway between there, when you're like, you're almost there, when you can just get a little break.
I know how the Friday feel, because Friday ready to crash out, but I never know the Wednesday feel.
So I'm halfway to crash out.
Okay. So welcome back again, and our topic for this morning is Caribbean Wellness Week. So What is Caribbean Wellness Week about?
Okay, so Caribbean Wellness Week is a regional initiative looking at bringing awareness to health. So across the Caribbean region, you find majority of the countries are participating in wellness and health activities. For example, the 13th, which is the official day, which is this Saturday, quite a few of the Caribbean countries will be having a wellness walk.
Okay.
So in St. Kitts as well in Nevis, we both will be having walks. We for St. Kitts, ours are known as Walk for Your Cause.
Okay.
So it's a free walk. You just show up. The only thing you literally are encouraged to do is to wear any T-shirt from any past health event, whether it was physical activity, it's a health awareness group, even if you want to wear a particular color to represent a health illness or a condition, you can do that and show up and walk. We assemble at 5:30 a.m. at the green space by the Newtown Playfield.
And this is this Saturday?
This is this Saturday.
Yeah, I know this is ovarian cancer and prostate cancer month, so...
Yeah, we have quite a bit going on. This is also Alzheimer's month.
Yes.
And
Suicide
next week is
awareness
sexual...
today, actually.
Yeah, next week is Sexual Health Week. We have so many activities
In
currently
September.
happening, yeah. But this one is a regional movement, and so it highlights the importance of health and wellness and try to bring together communities as to why when we sat down and we thought about this walk and what it should be like, we find in St. Kitts and Nevis we have quite a bit of organizations that hold annual walks. So this is an opportunity for everybody to just come together, have persons who don't usually participate in those annual walks to represent their cause.
Yeah.
Just show up, whether for you, an individual, a community group, and walk.
So Caribbean Wellness Week actually begins when? On Saturday? Or?
It begins on Saturday
Okay.
and goes next week, but we have the independence activities.
Yeah.
So we started a little early this week. For example, in the Ministry of Health currently, now Sneaker Day is officially Friday. However, we have been having a whole week of Sneaker Day from Monday come down, and I've really been enjoying that, being able to wear your sneakers to work every day. And attached to that, we have a competition for the Ministry of Health workers, encouraging them to decorate their kicks, their sneakers. So the person with the most creative decorated sneaker will be given a prize, and also asking them to show them being active in their sneakers and attaching them to the Health Promotion Unit Facebook page, and these two winners will be able to get a prize. We are also bringing awareness to the different health the health programs that we have in the Ministry of Health. So we have been wearing health T-shirts for the past week.
Okay.
On Monday we had SKN Moves, which is also regional initiatives, Caribbean Move. So we have SKN Move. So Monday we wore SKN Move T-shirts. Yesterday we wore HIV program. If you did not have a T-shirt, you wear red.
Okay.
Today we are wearing any health T-shirt.
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to peep yours.
Whether vaccination, nutrition, any one of those. Tomorrow we'll be wearing PAHO, any health organization that help with the health activities in the region. And Friday we'll be wearing the national color from the Independence Committee, which would be yellow.
Okay. I know all good things must come to an end. So when does Caribbean Wellness Week close? And what are some of the activities prior to it closing, and the big activity they might have when it's closing?
Well, for us, the big activity is the walk.
Okay.
But the other activities we have been having, which I mentioned, is the Sneaker Week for one within the Ministry of Health, and the competition, the T-shirts. The Walk for Your Cause is the largest activity, which I'm really hoping that persons would come out and support. Even if you don't have a specific theme, you just show up and you walk. We'll be providing water and foods, of course, at the end. It's for me, and my colleagues keep telling me, stop saying that, it's a relatively short walk.
How far are you going to walk? We know you're starting at the Newtown.
So we are starting out by the Newtown Playfield. We go to the first one about up by ECCB. Then we go down to the one by Silver Reef. In the Frigate Bay area, the Frigate Bay runabout. Then we head up that hill to go through Birdwalk.
Okay.
We come out by the road just where the National Bank building is located. Go across to the stoplight, go down to the craft house, turn up that runabout, and head back to Newtown Playfield.
For the average person, that's not a short walk.
That's why my colleagues keep saying that. I've walked it.
They probably do it all the time, so for them it's short, but for persons that are going to come out, it's not so short.
So
I like it though.
But we'll actually be having persons along the route who would be assisting persons who might be having some challenges. And we're also going to have the Ministry of Health bus on hand to assist persons with completing it. They just want a little help. To the end, we'll have persons there. We'll also have our testing bus which will be doing some of the vital signs to ensure persons the healthy blood pressure, glucose, etc. So these are some of the activities we are having. But on Monday, we're also having National Food Day. And National Food Day, we are encouraging everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis to have a food for snack.
Okay.
Whether you want to have a whole fruit, if you want to have a fresh fruit smoothie, if you want to have frozen foods, even the whole, just have foods for snack on Monday. So that's the National Food Day. Additionally to that, we are also looking at helping the Spectrum Society to bring some awareness to their activities that they are currently having. Well, they had an activity on Sunday the 7th, and that was a family friend fun day. They are also having a walk known as Glow Walk, which is scheduled for the 17th. And so the packages start from 20 EC, and these walks begin at 6 p.m. at the War Memorial. So for persons who are interested, they can just contact the Spectrum Service Center, and they would be able to get more information about the upcoming Glow Walk, which seems rather exciting.
And when is the Glow Walk?
It's on the 17th.
Okay. And for folks who don't know what the Spectrum Center is, that's a center that assists persons with autism. Okay, so we definitely need to support all healthy initiatives. Yeah. All right. So we heard of the activities. Do you have any sponsors in this Caribbean?
Oh, yes, we do. Thank you so much. So I would really like to thank those persons who came on board to assist us. We have Development Bank, who assists with sponsoring, the Taiwan Embassy, and Island Purified Water.
Yeah, no, the Taiwan Embassy and the Development Bank is almost always in on the health initiative.
Yes.
So kudos to those. And Island, we thank you. We need to stay hydrated.
So hopefully, I mean, this is the start. We got into the planning a little late of this work. So, this is sort of a little quick practice one for us. But next year, we are really hoping to have a much more sponsors, more activities along the way, little packages. The whole works for the work. So it is free, because I know quite a few persons have been asking about the packages, etc. You don't have to pay for a package. You don't have to register for a package. You just show up for 5:30 a.m. close to the Newtown Playfield, wear whatever awareness that you want to support, and just walk with us. That's all we are asking. Now, if you want to run, you can also run.
You bring your bike on the trip.
Bring your bike, whatever. Children in between. There is no age, there is no gender. Just come and walk with the Ministry of Health and the other Caribbean countries that would also be walking.
So all the Caribbean countries that's in the initiative is walking on Saturday?
Is walking on Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we have St. Kitts walking, we have Nevis walking, I know St. Lucia, Grenada, I think St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados. Majority of the countries.
See, Barbados just had a 5K.
Yeah.
Because I had a friend, her son, he got for the youngest walker, but
Oh,
he was on a bike.
awesome.
As his mom said, he was on a bike, but he still got the youngest walker. Yeah. So that.
So we just want to use the opportunity to encourage individuals to take charge of their health through the different various activities.
We noticed recently we had a program, a weekly dose, where the doctor was talking about obesity. Could you touch on that a little bit and let us know how the rates are here and why it's important to come out and really, it's really important to exercise?
Have the rates are higher than normal, especially in females, as relates to obesity. The most common data, I think, I'm going to be careful so I'm not quoted, but the most common data do show that we have an increase in the amount of persons who suffer with obesity, not only in the adult population, but also in our school-going children. Primary school up to high school, we have persons who have more weight than normal. And so we are trying to encourage persons. We have a few activities that we are trying to implement to educate persons on the lifestyle changes that could assist with obesity. quite often a lot of persons associate it with genes, it's a family trend, but there is a percentage of persons who, yes, that is true, but majority of the individuals who suffer from obesity, it's not genetics, it's usually linked to lifestyle, whether not exercising enough, consuming foods with high amount of calories, such as fried foods, fast food, high sugar foods, or even drinking them now. Because we have persons who are consuming high amounts of sugar sweetened beverages, and that's creating a problem, and that's also adding to the weight. We have quite a bit. And the thing about obesity is no longer, once ago it was considered a risk factor for conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, etc. Obesity is now a condition, which means somebody can get diagnosed with having obesity. Similarly to how you would go to the doctor and the doctor would say, well, you have diabetes, or you have hypertension, or you have a flu, for example. Obesity is now in that category. So it's a cause for treatment. Okay, so there are multiple types of treatment, but usually we like to start with encouraging persons to change their lifestyle. Look at how they are eating, get the right assistance, consume the right amount, the right foods, and the right amount, for example. Exercise more. You do not have to go to a gym. Okay, you do that. Sometimes the motivation for persons might be working in groups, but persons have to really challenge themselves and be self-motivated. If you have to wait on other individuals, it might never happen for you.
Exactly.
So I really enjoy, this is the period. For example, my husband and I, we went walking yesterday. I usually do Brimstone Hill, and up there was busy. So my husband said the usual persons who come just for December and then you don't see them after, which is so true. But I just want to, whether you're going to do it then or you do it now, just do something.
Yeah.
Do something. So I'm happy to have them, even if they might only be doing it for that period. Really want to encourage persons. Try to get in some physical activity. You don't have to do it outdoors easier. Social media, YouTube, Instagram, all of them have awesome videos. Find something you like, something that you can work with, and just try to get in your 30 minutes a day. And you do not have to do a full 30 minutes. If you one time, if you have 10 minutes at mornings, you can do 10 minutes there and maybe 20 when you get home. If you work odd shift, you just set a timing when it's good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just find something that works for you.
I noticed too a lot of the time, Ms. Duncan, that now on Sundays we line up to buy food. We no longer cook our own food. I'm not bashing anybody, because I know our lives be lifing, and this adulting thing is very hard. But how important do you think it is that we go back to cooking? We cook. People say, oh, our food was too sweet, our food was this, but we weren't that sick.
Exactly.
So how important it is for us to cook our own food?
No, that is so important. When you're cooking your own food, you have control of what you put inside of your food. When persons, food enhancers, as food like fat, salt, different chemicals that are made up to taste food taste better, packages, etc. Most persons who sell foods, they use quite a bit of those to ensure that their product that they are selling is sold, that it tastes good. Now, when you cook at home, you have the advantage of determining what goes into your food or how your food is prepared. So you have the advantage of putting in less salt, of putting in additional fats, of using healthier cooking methods instead of frying, baking, broiling, grilling, etc. All of those could be considered healthy for you. You also have the options of preparing your meats, which as you age, you want to consume less of. You have the option of preparing them how you would like. So removing the excess fat instead of cooking them in fat and having them sitting there in that fat, absorbing additional fat. You have the option of determining, I'm not going to add butter to my corn. I'm going to either just boil my corn or grill it as is. I'm not going to fry my chicken or fry my whichever protein, fry my fish before putting it in a little Creole sauce. I'm going to do it as is so that I don't get that extra fat. So persons have that option, and that's why it is important. The rule of thumb for healthy eating, one of them is to prepare foods yourself. I mean, cook at home. Sometimes person thinks convenience of cooking means you always have to purchase food, but that you could also have convenience cooking at home, which in you start preparing some of the food items. For example, your beans. If you're somebody who will be doing beans from scratch, you start boiling them and you put them in the freezer so you don't have to take the long process before boiling them. So when time comes to cook, if you're doing stew beans or you're adding some rice to your beans, you don't have to wait for that long period. If you are going to use those in tin, then you want to wash them before you cook them. So you throw away the liquid that they come in the tin and you wash them. I usually put mine through a strainer because recently I got some from somebody, and so if I'm using them, I put them in a strainer and I wash them thoroughly, put my fingers in them, trying to wash out, some of that. If you, for example, you're going to hear somebody who might want to use provisions, green bananas, breadfruit, tanya, dasheen, all of those, you boil them before so that when you're ready for them, you don't have to go from scratch. All of these things help. All of them help. You season your relish like how you want them seasoned, using local seasoning. Exactly. Make your own blend. For example, my mother is somebody who would sit down with an entire bowl, a huge bowl, onions, seasoning, peppers, herbs, thymes, the whole work, and she'd sit down there and she cut up all of them. You can choose to puree them. You can choose to leave them whole. It's up to you. But those are what you can use to enhance your food. But the key to it is not to throw in all at the start of the food. Otherwise, you're going to lose the flavors from them. Exactly. So you want to add them close to the end of the cooking process. Now, there are some persons who say they don't like to see them in their food. Then if you don't like to see them, you just puree them. You make them smaller than usual. And that's usually easier. That's how I'm telling you, because that's the only way I can eat some of them. So I puree them.
So you're one of them folks?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I have a colleague at work. Don't let her see any kind of seasoning, pepper, nothing in her food. She's not going to eat that.
Yeah, so for pureeing them, even chopping them, there are all kind of gadgets and things for that to make them fine. And you chop them extremely fine and you put them in your food.
My husband, because I season different, and when I got married to him, he's like, oh, his auntie used to blend up seasoning. So see me here, Toya, blending up my seasoning now to put it under his meat. So when he moves the skin, he can see seasoning there, so that when it's cooked, be like, flavors in the chicken now.
So, and that's the thing. I mean, so many times, times are changing. But the thing is, the things that we used to do before it's getting easier to do. So we don't have to replace everything. Once I got the seasoning, the persons used to cut them on their hands, or they used to pound them. We now have gadgets that could puree them first to make it easier. And because they have been on the market so long, you can actually afford most of them at an affordable cost. Simple ones. So we don't have to stop what we are doing. We just have to work smart. That's all. Okay? Not work hard preparing them, but work smart.
And get back to the cooking. But I guess we're so busy. The quickest thing we can grab, we grab. And most of the quickest things are not good for us.
Nope.
Yeah, even with the young...
Unless you prep them yourself.
Even with the young children, when I used to go to school, I don't know if it's the same thing for you, we didn't have snacks like that.
No, we didn't.
We go out to break, we play, we drink water from the pipe, we go back inside, we're good to go until it's lunchtime.
Exactly.
So I don't know if it's all of that causing our kids, because we have young kids.
Of course,
that
access. They have access to a lot more food items than we used to. The colored cornflakes, we saw most of those on TV. So we were excited if we probably got to go into the US, or somebody from the US would send one first. But now you have all of them on your shelves. The high sugar foods, they are there, easily accessible. The different drinks, you don't have to wait. And here in St. Kitts, we have we have fast food franchise, and we have other persons who prepare fast food out of their homes. So we have quite a bit of access to these food items. And you find persons are more gravitating towards them than preparing some of their own foods.
Easy.
Much easy. So it's just some of these simple things, and I'm not saying that persons cannot have fast foods, but you don't eat them more often than you would eat healthy foods. So you want to consume them less. So don't fry chicken every week or fry fish every week. Maybe every once a month or every now and again. Okay, so these are some of the things a person should really start considering. And getting a little active, doing some physical exercise. Some persons would say, Taya, I can't, because as soon as I start, my heart racing. I said, that's because your heart is not accustomed to it. So you start, when you feel your heart racing, you slow down. You stop. You let your heart go back to a resting pace. Then you start again. It still means you're going to get the benefits from it. So it don't mean you have to stop or you can't do it. It just means your body have to adapt now to you being physically active after it being dormant for so long.
Yeah, for real. I feel every single pain once I start back exercising.
Exactly, and then it goes.
Exactly.
Because the body adapts back to it. I get the same thing because I start and stop. Nobody's perfect.
No, we're not.
Each time we realize we are too far, we try again. And it don't matter how far gone you think you are, just start again.
Exactly.
Whether it is eating healthy or being physically active. Just start again.
Okay, no problem. Okay, anything to add? You want to remind the folks of?
Well, yes,
the
so I'll just be closing. Caribbean Wellness Day, it sets the tone for the full week of activities. But I really want to encourage persons to come out this Saturday, 5:30 a.m. by Newtown Playfield for the Walk for Your Cause. You don't have to register. You don't have to pay. You just put on a T-shirt from any current health walk, any health awareness organization that you'd like to promote, or any color to any specific health awareness you would like persons to be aware of, and you just walk. It's known as Walk for Your Cause. So whatever cause you have, just come join us this Saturday and walk with the Ministry of Health and the other community members.
All right. So thank you for coming back. You'll be back next Wednesday, right?
Yes, well, if not me, a colleague.
Okay, alrighty. So thank you. Have a good day, and thank you for tuning in. And we'll be right back after these short messages.
And thank you, Sunday.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running September 4th to September 17th.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. General Mills cereals, $17.99. Pearl Mill pancake syrup, just $13.99. Essential Everyday Pasta Sauce, $9.99 each. Nestle Splash, $14.99. Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese Deluxe, $8.79. Stonebridge ice cream, just $17.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. Essential everyday pasta, $4.99. Essential everyday cranberry juice, $9.99. Almond breeze, almond milk, $17.99. The Colgate toothpaste, $6.99. Almond Hammer deodorant, $8.99. Pearl Mill pancake mix, $11.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Flow customers, unlock big prepaid rewards every time you activate a prepaid plan. Activate a 7-day plan or higher and earn points towards your rewards. Activate again, earn even more points. Activate next week, well, you get the picture. The more you activate, the more extra data and prizes you earn. Get in on the big prepaid rewards. Dial *129 or visit topupflow.com to activate a prepaid plan today.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play. Back to school is here, and Digicel is making it extra exciting. Go back to school in style with a brand new laptop. All you have to do is activate a 3-day Prime bundle or higher. Switch to Digicel or sign up for a postpaid plan, and you could be one of 2 lucky winners. At Digicel, we're all about keeping you connected. So what are you waiting for? Get ready, get connected, and go back to school the Digicel way. Digicel, better connected for back to school.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea, and as you notice in studio, we have one of our farmers. Good morning, Esmond. Welcome back to Farm Report. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm here. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry. So, we're here this morning again. I apologize. Okay. I was hoping today to have Edison Isaac in the studio, as I had promised about 2 weeks ago, but still was not able to have him today. But because we're in anticipation of the planting season coming up, we're just trying to make sure that our farmers are kept abreast with what we're doing. Season is here. Again, this is a season when you're going to see, a lot of local cabbages, carrots, and potatoes, pumpkins in the market. And so we're trying to make sure around this time that we try to coordinate what we do a little better. This is the 3rd year, and I was having a discussion with a farmer this morning, and he was saying that we are going to end up like the other years with some glut. And I'm saying to our farmers, it's either we plan and have some surplus, or we don't plan and we stay in a chaotic state, which is to produce every man to himself while not knowing what we are going to do with the production. And to the supermarkets, we were very grateful that you participated, and we are now understanding even more, because part of the discussion this morning was we came on the scene in year 1 with an organized production system, and we were eager for the supermarkets and hotels to buy in immediately. Now looking back, we're saying these are establishments who were dealing with other entities before we came. And so the issue of trust, the issue of reliability, all those would have been on the minds of those who wanted to purchase. And so, as I said, looking back, we are understanding now why they would have been a bit reluctant to really participate. But again, we're saying we're here again. This is our 3rd year, and we want to make it an annual event where the rainy season, because we are rain-fed farmers, we coordinate properly with both our farmers and our merchants to let them know that this is where we are, this is what we're doing, this is the quantities that we're doing. And so I think that would go a long way. So this is my main purpose for being here this morning. I think I was awaiting Flanders. I think he'll be on his way. We have a couple of issues that we want to dive into this morning. So because Troy is not here and we are limited with time, I'll ask the host to read a correspondence that came from the ministry for one of our dear farmer in the Keon area. Her name is Valma Caesar. She was written on June the 2nd, 2025, to vacate the lands that she is farming on. And this letter came without any consultation, any meeting at all. And one of the things that stood out to me, and I'll have Cortensia read the letter was CC to Mr. James Sutton, Commissioner of Police. And this is not having any prior conversation or meeting, whether by the department or sustainable development, with that lady. Now, I want to contextualize the conversation, because if I am farming an area for a prolonged period, even if it is private land and the private owner wants to use that land, they must be given at least 1 year notice to vacate. This lady has been using those lands for upwards of about a decade now, and is asked to vacate these lands immediately. And I want to be sure that I'm telling you that the lady has no problem in being relocated if the land is called for a higher purpose. But I'm showing you because there seems to be a pattern in the government where our citizens are not seen as valuable enough to communicate properly enough with. And so I want you to look at the letter and give the general public a feel of what farmers are going through on a daily basis.
So the letter is from the Sustainable Development Department, and it says, Dear Ms. Caesar, the Ministry of Sustainable Development is now giving official notice to you to vacate your agricultural operations from the land situated at Cabbage Tree Housing Development, that's Phase 3, Subdivision K1, by the 31st of August 2025. The lands that you occupied have been sold for residential purposes, and the owners have indicated that your farming operations are delaying their construction plans. The ministry therefore requires that the sites that you occupy be cleared of all farming activities on or before the 31st of August 2025. The Ministry of Agriculture is tasked with the responsibility to assist persons in accessing available agricultural lands. Therefore, kindly reach out to the Ministry of Agriculture or the Agriculture Department for further assistance in accessing an available alternative parcel of land. The ministry takes this opportunity to thank you for your anticipated cooperation. You may contact us at the following number if you think we can assist you in any way during your transition. Yours sincerely, Ms. Sharlita Shesdor Tyson, Permanent Secretary. And as you said, it was CC to Mr. James Sutton, the Commissioner of Police, and Mr. Miguel Fleming, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture. One might argue that they did it the correct way because that's how any letter that's supposed to go out to someone goes.
So, but I'm saying, if I am occupying a cropland and I have crops on that said land, how am I to vacate that land on the 31st of August from the 2nd of June when the letter is dated?
I was just going to ask if that's enough time.
As a farmer. Yeah? And if I did not resist, and you don't have any formal correspondence saying that I resisted prior to this one, why is Mr. James Sutton a part of the conversation?
As I said, maybe they're going to say it's protocol when they're
Yeah, but I'm saying.
No, but it's still, you still need time to be aware of how this is playing out. Let me ask you something. Who owned this land before? Are you
Well,
aware?
during the transition, the ownership of lands were never made clear. I mean, farmers had to squat in some cases to use lands. And so...
And the farmers who are squatting, because I have to go to the agriculture department to get a farmer's ID.
Right.
So farmers went through that process, I
Right.
would assume. So that means you went to the, okay, so you got the ID, so they're aware. So when the transition is going to happen, knowing that you went to them to get the ID, they should inform you that this is going to happen. This is what he's saying.
But that's all we're saying. That's all we're asking. But what I was saying to Cortense, this seems to be a general pattern in the way the government approaches things.
And this is what Mr. McMahon was alluding to yesterday, and I concur with him. You know, that the government seems to be on a pattern where it is disenfranchising its own citizens.
Right. And believe it or not, this speaks to a break in the chain of command, because as she's saying, this might be protocol. But
well, it can't be protocol, you know. You might say that the process...
I don't know.
You might say the process is protocol. I understand that. But protocol also means the individual is entitled to be informed that the transition will take place.
And I understand that. Because as Esmond is saying, at least a year. Because I don't know how big the plot is that she has. I don't know how you would move these things, how you get them replanted safely. I don't know.
And then they're now saying you can make requirements for a new area. This should have been.
But that's this. No, the government wrote to her on the 4th of September from the ministry now.
Yeah.
Saying that, what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But while the same ministry is telling her that she could apply They're occupying 100 acres in the Cairn area. The government is occupying 100 acres below the university. So the lady is asked to apply while being forced to vacate.
But they might say that where the lady is, the owners are now asking her to vacate. So I can understand that. But where I agree with you is that she should have been informed, look, these owners, you're on this land, these owners are going to be acquiring the land. We are giving you a period to make an adjustment so that we can move you from here to there. It should not be after the fact or during like the time when you receive the letter. Yeah. And again, on his side, why did you address it to the police?
But that's what I'm asking.
This because you did not inform her, so that, as he said, she could resist, or you could say, well, okay, we're now sending this to the copy to the police because we told her before and she resisted. Yeah, so
I mean that's the entirety of the complaint, because again, as I said to you before, because the process to get land wasn't clear, a lot of our farmers end up squatting on land. And so there's the understanding that there's going to have to be some relocation or relocating, and that has been ongoing. But the process, the lack of compassion, which I heard somebody spoke to in a commentary some time ago, the lack of being able to sit down with the people and make them understand. Sometimes you may not be able to meet their needs. But because you're compassionate to what is happening, you know, people walk away feeling humane.
And this is why you are a government. You are government to govern the trend or the pattern. We have a caller. Hello.
Good morning, Brother Quinn. Good morning, Cotton Sierra.
Good morning
to the gentleman here. I didn't get his name. If I may ask your name, sir.
Esmond Henderson, please.
Okay. Now, I listened a part of it, but I could read to the end of it. The government are doing insane, inhumane to that farmer. Regardless of the farmer don't own the land, I'm pretty sure she didn't squat that land. She had to have some kind of permission to cultivate that land. Yes, the farmers could call upon the need for their land. Time is up. But yes, she should be given a notice. This is not something small. And take into consideration, this is food, helping feeding the nation. She is trying to make a living. And they're going to send a letter to her to vacate the premises without an anticipated time. That is wrong. This just shows how the government has betrayed the people. They are treasonous. Never that ever happened. Okay? What? I mean, the owners are the owners. Okay? And there should have been a decision between the owners. Does government need that land to do something pertaining to the national, like a hospital, something of interest? Is the owner planning to sell the land to the government? Is this an eminent domain in motion, in making? Or is just a dirty rag here? The government, as people can see, I will protest. Okay. I will raise my fist against the government for the wrong thing they are doing, and they continue to do it. And this has to be stopped.
Okay, Mr. Welcome, just to remind you that we have to get through the program, right? So just be mindful of the time.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I will cut it there when I get the warning sign. My time is up. But the government is very, very treasonous to its citizens. I will leave it there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Esmond.
And so, you know, we continue to struggle as a people.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Yes, good morning, Island T.
Morning,
John. Good
Dow.
morning to the good people of Win FM. the caller is so right. He's so right. These nonsense got to stop. Now, yesterday I was listening to a program with Clint and Africa, Mr. McMahon, and everything them brothers said is right. We cannot get public officials going against local when they unpart a land. We born here. This is we asset. What do you mean? They can't go into this negotiating room and tell these people, look, these people have to get this preference. And the moving part of a land for decades and on these lands. I believe government must get a spot, designate a spot for these people. Not just tell them go for land just so. These things that end up into a lot of nonsense where we don't want in the federation, you know. And please, I as the media host, try and get these people in the ear. Let me get the right thing out there. And the people that are going through this thing, don't run. Come to the media and talk. Don't fear them. This country is all of us one. Come to Clinton, Potencia, and put your argument forward. People out there want to know the truth. Stop running and coming to me and telling me, go say this and go say that. Many of them nonsense with I, you know. Come with the truth, Marcy and others. Come with the truth. Have a good morning, Potencia. We love you.
Thank you, Jamil.
So, we, as we say, you know, we want to be able to practice in a in a good environment. Farming is a very difficult task. It is not that we want to be here. We don't want to be complaining. We want to be able to work in the best environment. Yeah. So.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Yes, hello, it's me again. Now, I'm trying to understand something here. The land that the farmer is on, is it privately owned?
No, these are government land. They hardly have private land. This is in the Cabbage area to the back of the Windsor University. The money privately owned now, maybe if they were given out to
it says the land has been sold for residential purposes.
But it came from the government. It was government land prior to that.
Okay, so when the letter came out, it was Crown lands. When the farmer got the letter.
I'm not sure, and the farmer probably not.
No, it says the lands that you occupied, the letter says the lands that you occupied have been sold for residential purposes, and the owners have indicated that your farming operations are delaying their construction plans.
So let me ask you a question. I kind of get the impression, I might be wrong, but I kind of get the impression that the woman was doing the farming probably before the lands were sold.
Way before, not just a little before. This way before.
So why wasn't she given first preference for her area to buy her area?
I mean, I think it's going to be. I mean, everybody can't be given preference if she wants. I'm not sure if she want to even purchase the area, and if you have an area that is going into housing, one person probably not going to be able to purchase all of that either, and so the land would have to be split. The contention is, if and when you're going to take these lands away from agriculture for housing, if they're occupied, then those who are occupying them must be noticed, and not just to vacate, but notified as to the process. Okay, these lands are going into housing, so by 2026, you should be ready to vacate these areas. And we'll go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
And failure to do so could result in the next letter you would receive would have to be CC to the Commissioner of Police.
In other words, Greg, what he's saying is that rather than getting this letter that is saying, well, the land you're on has been sold and you must vacate, she should have gotten a letter saying the land you're on will be sold within such and such a time, and you're asked to vacate and come and make arrangement for where you will be located.
Right. With compensation, if there's any compensation.
Right. And that letter should be well ahead of time. Well, That's
all we're saying.
But lastly, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask a question. Okay, there's an issue going on over fires, okay, where the AG said these people were given a letter ahead of time and they refused to move. So you're sure that has not happened? Because a lady was on WinFM and she did not mention anything about this false letter.
That's a
and I'm
good
saying
question.
WinFM should go and speak to this people. So you're saying definitely she did not receive any letter from the government saying, hey,
no,
this is going to happen. So
no, she did not receive. This is her first letter.
The first letter is the 2nd of June. The
second letter is the 4th of September.
Okay. Because the AG has said something different. Well, in another case with these people, who probably be like they got this ahead of time and they ignored it or whatever. So, anyway, thank you.
Right.
Thanks, Greg.
And so, we're saying, as the farming community, this morning, I mean, there is some news back and forth that our agricultural minister has been traveling back and forth or having conversation back and forth with Nigeria. And I think it is really getting to us at this point that the state that we're in here in St. Kitts and Nevis to a larger extent, that everything here seems to be overlooked by our minister for this new and upcoming Nigeria project.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to us as a nation, we have to be very, very careful with our leaders marching into secrecy and overlooking what is happening here on the island. Because when I look at the concept of Nigeria and saying it's doing trade, it carries me back to a couple of years ago, maybe almost 2 decades ago, when the then Prime Minister did sign a similar trade agreement with Brazil. And
okay, before you go into that, we have a caller. So let's.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Good morning, all. Sorry to really interrupt. But, what I would like to say,
Okay, caller, you can go ahead, but just be a bit brief so that he can continue, okay?
Yes, yeah. What I would like to say is this, right? Some years back, this thing about the land issue came up and so on, and I suggested, why not we come together and zone the lands, have land specified for farming, have land specified for animal grazing, and you have those for housing. This solution has been put forth before, and I really don't understand why the voices of the citizens are not heeded. You know, and because the land, we don't have lands per se, but then when we hear the shout, how many acreage of land is given to this and that to persons from outside. I mean, this land is not growing, and it's not growing. Larger countries have vast tracts upon vast tracts of vacant land that they have there that they're not using. What are we going to do when we finish using up all of this land? Just zone the lands. This is it. Zone the lands. And finally, when persons have land under cultivation, depending on what they are growing, you know, one cannot just come 1 month and ask a person to vacate the months upcoming. You know, they need time, maybe even a year ahead. But you see, if these lands were zoned, and if things are done the way that they should be done, properly and in order, I mean, a good, reasonable amount of time ahead or prior would have been given for these sort of things to happen, you know. But anyway, I'll continue to listen. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, as I was saying, thank you, ma'am, and an excellent point. As I was saying, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Agriculture seems to be on a quest to link our agriculture to Nigeria. And as I was saying, there was that same quest a couple of years ago to link us with Brazil. And Brazil being an agricultural powerhouse, the question was asked, what do we have to offer to Brazil? And in that time, I was one of those who were chosen. I was taken to Brazil as a part of the agreement and the cooperation. We saw the agricultural dynasty there, everything. But one of the things that transpired thereafter is that Brazil was allowed to ship cheap meat into St. Kitts. And that has destroyed the pork industry in St. Kitts. To this day, we are still not able to ship anything to Brazil. Nothing whatsoever. I mean, we are not even in a position to take care of ourselves agriculturally. But our leaders are telling us that they're going to prepare markets in Brazil for us to trade with Brazil. St. Martin is right over there. You know, I've been there in a little while ago. A little while ago I was there. And the country is hungry for the produce from St. Kitts. But we're not interested in doing business with St. Martin. Why not? But I have an inclination, because the further you go, the less you are seen, and to me, the more corruption could happen. Because if you look at Nigeria and the Nigerian president, Bola Tinubu, he is one of the most corrupt leaders in the world. He was one of those who began to fight Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, who was fighting for the freedom from the colonial West. Tinubu offered to use military force against these three countries, African states, who are fighting, and our leaders find themselves in Nigeria.
That is a question that a lot
not
of
Mali,
individuals have been asking.
not Burkina Faso, who are fighting for the freedom, not Niger, who are fighting for the freedom, but in Nigeria, one of the most corrupt African countries.
A lot of individuals have been asking that question. We have a caller. We have a caller. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning, guys. Now, I'm just wondering, what are we supposed to trade with Nigeria?
Well, we are told it would be farm produce, and that's the only resource that I know that we have that we might be able to trade with anybody. But given our present condition and the fact that our minister has all but abandoned us, I am not seeing, even if we had something in quantity, how we would be able to send something from here to Nigeria, and they're not making it clear. And so all I could see at this moment, it is that this is bigger than us. This Nigeria trip and connection and African connection is a fact. This is not real, because the real African states who are fighting for freedom and equality, those are not the states that we are looking to partner with. We are looking to partner with those who are upholding colonial rule and the colonial system. So that says to... Oh, sorry, lady, go ahead.
That alone should make everybody perk up. Because, like, I think a caller, I don't know if it was a caller or you, who said, why couldn't he go, they're going to do something with Burkina Faso and the other country that are fighting for real freedom. If you look, Nigeria right now, America is signing, everything America come with, Nigeria sign on to it.
Right.
Nigeria is signing on to all in sundry. Limiting women, stopping women from having babies for 8 years and implanting this in women. Nigeria signed on to it. Nigeria signed on to take people from anywhere. They don't care. Donald Trump don't care which country you come from. As long as Nigeria and the other countries say you can come there, they sign on to just take the criminals.
Right. And these are the people who we are choosing to partner with and promoting African connection with. But those of us, and I've listened to you, Quint, and some of your African guests, we know differently, because we know, and I personally believe in the African connection. But you know what most people, most states, you know what they go to Africa to look for? Minerals, gold. That is what they want from Africa. And nothing is wrong if saying kids want that too, because that's in our inheritance. But you're saying to us that you're going to move agricultural produce from Nigeria to St. Kitts. That's hard for me to conceptualize.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report. Good morning.
Yes, Transportance here, and gentleman Quint. Again, you all know my voice.
Again, Mr. Welcome, just remember to be brief, okay?
Yes, I am going to be brief.
All right.
That
Thanks.
gentleman is uttering words that we are concerned with. Why Nigeria? Nigeria president is the third destructive man on the planet Earth. Why we are doing business with these people? And look at how far Nigeria is from St. Kitts and Nevis. Nigeria is a corrupted place. It's government. Our leaders are aligning with these people, and we say no. What Nigeria has to offer to us, and what our government has to be offering to Nigeria. Nigeria don't need us. They don't need us. So therefore, that just shows how the government does not care for the people. They separate themselves. So we have a system where the government generated from the people should be for the people, and now within they have turned their back. I hope the people are listening. Wake up if you are sleeping. Vote these people out the next election. We don't need them. And when they are out of power, what are we going to do with them? They are treasonous. They have sold us out. And the cost of treason, you be the judge. Thank you for hearing me again.
Right. So the farming community, as I said, is in great distress. The minister, to me, has all but abandoned us, but we're trying, we're fighting.
You see that example that you made with Argentina?
Brazil.
And Brazil, sorry, and the beef. That is what we as Caribbean islands need to move away from. That has been the colonialist trend. These big places come, we make ties with them, and it's all about from them to us. It's never a reciprocal thing. It's never, well, we give you this and we take that from you. It's always only from their end. And our leaders have got to be very, very careful about that.
I don't think they have to be careful. You know why they don't have to be careful? Because the system that they currently operate under is incentivize them to behave like that. You as a leader could make those decisions on the basis of what is in it for you personally. Has nothing to do with the people. Nothing will happen to you. As a matter of fact, you're pensionable after 5 years. So what is it that should stop you from making these poor decisions? What is in our constitution, our law, to stop our leaders from making these poor decisions?
Because so far, honestly, we don't see anything that benefits the citizens by way of farming. So we question, what is the Agriculture Department doing?
And I have a question from someone that says, will we get the 2025 or the 30-30 or the 40-40 if we continue to determine that farmland will be better utilized for housing?
Yeah.
The next question goes on to say, is the talk of food security just campaign talk or policy talk? Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Yes, Potencio, jump down again. The caller there, he's so right. And I'd like him to talk again about the African leader. He was indicted in the early years in the United States and sent back to Africa. He Nigeria. Well, how is it? The government linking with people like them there. Everything the young man there with you all said, he's right. I don't know that years ago with Moonlight. Years ago, Moonlight and asked a guy. It's who outlined that guy there to us. As a guy know him from in the States. And he there in England, in the British Army.
Right.
The guy is a bad man, but who knows he feel it. Have a good morning, Cadencia. Poor people love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, so the question really is, you know, can we continue with this type of system that we're under, where our leaders could come to us and campaign on white and govern on blue without any consequences at all? And the only consequences there are is somebody to tell you after you would have put your sweat, blood, and tears into electing a government that you believe would work for you, is to vote them out. Vote them out. And I'm saying that the citizens in this country, we need to sit down and look at what we're referring to as a democracy. This is not a democracy. This is a top-down rule. This was given to us to suppress us, right? Because you have these people who have no training, no internal etiquette towards development and the people, and they're given the opportunity to lead, but without any regulation whatsoever. And now I look at the government has become battle-hardened because they've been criticized so much, which is the most dangerous aspect of the government, because if you criticize the government from early and they're able to still stay in power, then that makes them tough, resilient to criticism. And it doesn't make them yield to listening any more than they were before. So then what comes next?
You know,
it's clamp down. The next stage is you're going to clamp down on free speech and access to freedom of information.
You know what baffles me? What I can't understand? I cannot understand for the life of me what is the position of the Minister of Agriculture.
When you say the position,
but I think the Minister of Agriculture has since abandoned. The
Minister of Agriculture should mean, from my perspective, that you're there to advance agriculture.
Okay. I got you now, because I was lost.
But host, we have to be.
Cortens, they always look at him in the
I'm saying we have to pay more attention. And I think somebody is talking about vote out and voting. And I don't see that as a solution, right? Because if only we are looking for good orators, then we have this problem ongoing forever.
I agree.
Right? We have to begin to train our youth. Look at our first national hero.
Stop leaning that way.
Look at our first national hero.
You keep going, leaning away from the camera, so you part half of your body is out of the shot.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Look at our first national hero and what he stood for. And you might not agree with everything that he stood for. But when you look back on what he was saying, it was about the people. It was about protecting the people. Now, you could listen to Parliament for an entire week and not feel anything that was said there that it was pertaining to you or anybody who you know.
Yeah.
For an entire week, for 24 hours per day, Parliament could be going on and you're not understanding. As I say, because Parliament has become an esoteric place.
And that is why I keep saying that I hear the Attorney General boasting that look at all these bills. I hear Connery say look at all these bills. No one has passed more bills than us. But the people aren't feeling the effects of
bills. For who the bills are being passed?
Yeah. Right?
And what are the advantage to the people? There's nothing, because the people are in a worse state. And as I listen to you and the brother who was on here, the African brother, and I said to myself, the state of the people, if you look at the state of us, and I equate that to the fact that our people were divided. And we're still in a divisive state. And what is keeping us in a divisive state is the fact that those who came and divided us are still honored. We're still painting up Sir Thomas won a grave.
Yeah.
With Christopher Columbus is still in our curriculum.
Yeah.
We're still saluting the Queen, and now we're going to her son.
And we still call our lands crown lands.
Crown lands. And so when you look at us, I asked myself, and I was asking my co-workers the other day, when last you sat down with somebody and had a very good conversation about somebody else, without the person being derogative or negative about the person who you're talking about? People are now scared to speak well of each other, because as soon as you start having a good conversation about somebody tells you, oh, she's a thief, or she's a liar. They don't want to hear anything good about anybody. And that's the state that we're in, because we're still upholding, until we start to look at the dividers in the light that they came in. Look at our parliament and see the design. It was designed not for us. We were slaves when we had parliament.
Yeah.
Democracy was given to us as a tool, and the laws and regulation was given to us again for domination, not participation.
You're going to have to wrap up we're way over time.
Okay, so
8 minutes over time.
Again, I'm sorry today. Troy was supposed to be in, and I think he had something to share. However, I think he wasn't able to make it. And so we thank you again. And again, I am here kind of forerunning the program for Edison Isaac to roll out the farming planting program. And so I think he should be here next week, Wednesday.
Well, let me say this. Whenever someone is not, like the young guy is not able to come, and you can come, or someone from the Farming Association should come and represent, because I don't think you came last.
No.
You came the one before that.
Right. As I say,
we want you to be consistent. If
And
we
agree, but I'm still saying to you this morning in our audience, it is not always the easiest thing to do.
I know. That's why I say if you can't come, get somebody else. You want to tell me you're not big enough so that you can, or you have, when you come, you're eloquent. The young guy, he's eloquent. I've heard others who come and express. So get someone, even if it is part of your planning stage, to say, look, if we are in a position where so-and-so, would you fill in? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And have that, let that be part of your plan.
Okay. Thank you. I will look into that, and I'll keep you updated as to where we go from there.
Yeah.
So again, thank you again for having us, and we look forward to being here Wednesday.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Join us on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank at 7 p.m. sharp. Come out to witness an inspiring address by a proud daughter of the soil, Miss Willa Liber Tavernier, scholarly communication librarian and attorney at law. An evening of thought, vision, and national purpose awaits. One stage, one voice, one vision for our nation's future. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series for Independence 42. All are invited to be part of history in motion.
And that's why we have to put aside foolish minds and remember me say, one love, one federation. God bless my little nations, and you know without you, it would have been impossible, yeah.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that. If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
When can I open my eyes?
Not yet. Okay, open. Do you see what I see?
It just looks like land to me.
It's our land, son. A wise investment that will grow with you.
Invest in land with CIBC Caribbean and we'll give you US $250 towards your valuation cost and 50% off your loan application fee. With CIBC Caribbean Land Financing, you can choose to build, hold, or pass on to your children. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more. Conditions apply.
Customers, unlock big prepaid rewards every time you activate a prepaid plan. Activate a 7-day plan or higher and earn points towards your rewards. Activate again, earn even more points. Activate next week, well, you get the picture. The more you activate, the more extra data and prizes you earn. Get in on the big prepaid rewards. Dial *129 or visit topupflow.com to activate a prepaid plan today.
Here are your Horse's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running September 4th to September 17th.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. General Mills cereals, $17.99. Pearl Mill pancake syrup, just $13.99. Essential Everyday Pasta Sauce, $9.99 each. Nestle Splash, $14.99. Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese Deluxe, $8.79. Storage ice cream, just $17.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. Essential Everyday Pasta, $4.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice, $9.99. Almond Breeze, almond milk, $17.99. The Colgate toothpaste, $6.99. Almond Hammer deodorant, $8.99. Pearl Mill pancake mix, $11.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart.
Back to school is here, and Digicel is making it extra exciting. Go back to school in style with a brand new laptop. All you have to do is activate a 3-day Prime bundle or higher. Switch to Digicel or sign up for a postpaid plan, and you could be one of 2 lucky winners. At Digicel, we're all about keeping you connected. So what are you waiting for? Get ready, get connected, and go back to school the Digicel way. Digicel, better connected for back to school.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island T. And once a discussion starts, I'm going to go research something. So I found something here that says Brazil and St. Kitts and Nevis have a modest trade relationship, with Brazil exporting items like poultry, meat, refined petroleum, and plywood, while St. Kitts and Nevis typically exports electrical transformers and self-adhesive plastics. In recent years, trade has been characterized by small volume, though there was a significant dip in St. Kitts and Nevis exports to Brazil in June 2025. This is the key aspect of the trade relationship. The trade balance between the two countries is generally favorable to Brazil, which exports more to St. Kitts and Nevis than it imports. It says Brazil maintains a diplomatic presence to support and facilitate bilateral relations. Trade data as of June 2025, St. Kitts and Nevis export to Brazil 461,000 top products, as we mentioned before, electronic transformers, self-adhesive plastics. St. Kitts and Nevis imports from Brazil 576K top products, poultry, meat, refined petroleum, plywood. It says recent trade trends in June 2025. There was a sharp decline, that's 97.9% in exports from St. Kitts and Nevis to Brazil, though imports from Brazil saw an increase in poultry, meat, refined petroleum, and wood carpentry.
Yeah. So, what do you garner from that?
That we're paying out more than we can send out?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I agree with a lot of individuals who use that statement, dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Yeah.
I think our leaders, it is incumbent on them that they empower us as citizens so that we can reach a stage where we are internally self-sufficient, and then we can reach out our tentacles to our neighboring regions, like, for instance, St. Martin and some of those other islands, and then we think, of expanding even further.
But if we build all these houses and we don't have food to feed, how can anybody inhabit houses with nothing to eat?
That is the question. You see, because politicians are only looking at the individuals. Politicians seem to be looking out only for themselves, and they feel housing is one of the things, because people want houses, so you can that's it. You can spur the electorate by saying, look, you're going to shake your keys and so forth. But if you have keys to a house and you don't have food, you will surely perish.
Yeah.
But if you have food and you have to live under a tree, you still can survive.
Yeah. But we need to get a balance. As the young lady that Colin said, we need to decide what's going to be for house, what's going to be for this, and what's going to be for that.
Yeah.
And we need to just leave them as that. And when we don't have, we just don't try to inconvenience others to get.
I can't for the life of me understand why our leaders don't seem to want to really empower its citizens. Empower your citizens. Make them aware of the importance of land ownership, of development. Let us be understanding the importance of self-sufficiency in food. But I don't know. Hello, caller.
Burl would have mentioned. Caller, go ahead. You're live in Island T.
Yes, good morning to you guys.
Look at that. I just spoke of Burl, and here comes Burl. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Go ahead.
Birds of a feather stick together. You're known by the company you keep. What's in the dark will come to light. Honesty is the best policy. Our politicians, because certainly they're not acting like leaders. They don't have the integrity. They're selling out the place. And they're not representing the people that put them there. Imagine we are approaching independence, and all the talk on these talk programs for the past weeks, months, is being about our lands. Friend, I'm following right up with you and agreeing with your comments. And I confide with a big brother almost every day, 2-3 times a day. He's like a mentor to me, and he helps in molding myself. And I give great thanks to him. And one of the comments that he made to me recently is, our lands is our independence. If we give up our lands, we don't have nothing left. We're going to become slaves and servants in our own country again. We have seen this thing play out right in front of our eyes. Our politicians, they're not moving or acting in the best interest of the people. We are such a small island state, we should use it to our advantage. We are taking these big plots and acreage of land and giving it away to these rich foreign folks. What's going to left for our children? You know, our politicians, then they act like elitists, and they are in the category, in the upper class, as far as I can tell. You think they really care about the poor people who can't even afford to go to work and make enough money and buy a plot, 70 by 70, 100 by 70, whatever? You know, we've been having all these discussions about the land, Christoph Harbor coming down, and all the others. We see what Four Seasons is doing right now. They're selling villas underneath the public benefit option through the CBI. Four Seasons got so much land that they're able now to sell our lands and make profit. Nobody is shining the light on that. There is so much other foreign entities that promise to bring big projects. The projects them fail. Some of them got started, some of them ain't even got off the ground. But the thing about it, Quint, the ownership of the land is changing over to foreigners. What do we think when that happens? And I already said it. The oligarchs, they are already running St. Nevis. We potentially going to end up like Haiti. I'll leave it there, man. Thanks to you guys.
All right, thank you, bro.
We're going to have to wrap up quite soon because we have the host for the other program already in studio. So, any final words?
No, I'm just thinking we have a lot going on, and I hope we get it together soon because, as the question posed, we're not ready for 2025, but we'll be ready for 3030, or will some of us make it to 4040 and see that our readiness is there?
Yeah,
but we need to get it together.
Final call. Hello, caller. Be brief, please.
Yes, Quint and Cortensia.
Right.
All of these problems that we are having, in land problems and all these sort of stuff, is because we are disobeying the Bible to our own destruction, ruin, and to our own undoing, misery, and torment. All of this stem from our disobedience to the Bible. And the only way out of them is to biblically repent and start to obey the Bible so we can enjoy God's prosperity and blessings and shalom in this federation. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, caller. Okay, we lost that. So here's where we're going to wrap up for today. Do continue to have not only a great day, but a great life.
Yeah. Happy hump day, y'all. We're almost there.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series under the theme Perpetual Progress, A Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Join us on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank at 7 p.m. sharp. Come out to witness an inspiring address by a proud daughter of the soil, Miss Willa Liber Tavernier, scholarly communication librarian and attorney at law. An evening of thought, vision, and national purpose awaits. one stage, one voice, one vision for our nation's future. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series for Independence 42. All are invited to be part of history in motion.
And that's why we have to put aside foolish minds and remember me say, one love, one federation. God bless my little nations, and you know without you, it would have been impossible, yeah.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking